Yo, what up YouTube? Welcome back to the video. Today's video, I'll be showing you guys exactly how you should be playing ranked on Kings Canyon. Now, the way you should be doing that is get kills early, rotate, try not to push too many teams, and get that good late positioning so you can get that extra late game zone so you have the best building. Everyone's trying to rotate to you. You're pretty much holding them off, letting them fight each other, and getting kills here and there until that final circle. And on top of that, this is going to be the best team comp for Kings Canyon, and that is going to be Gibraltar, Ash, and Watson. If you guys watched last video, playing that team comp as well. And to me, I feel like it's the best. If anything, replace Watson with Caustic and leave it at that. I feel like Ash is going to be the best rotational character in the game. So if you guys enjoy the video. All right, guys. So again, I like to talk about the landing spot, and there's two spots I like landing at the most: Market and Cage. Now, Cage is probably one of my better spot to go to. That's what we like as a team, which is Demonic Tim and Quick, myself. We absolutely love Cage. The fact that top drop, even better. Well, we love 50-50 off drop because getting kills early, getting that early KP on Kings Canyon, I can't stress enough, is probably the best thing to do. I wouldn't recommend it on other maps, of course, but on this map in particular, it's not good to fight in between, so we just enjoy getting those kills off drop and not to worry about it. So right here, got a gold bag, absolutely huge to get, especially with how small this map is and how quickly third parties happen. And right here, I actually get an alternator Mozam. An alternator is probably one of my favorite weapons to get off drop. Of course, besides PK and Mastiff, alternator is my go-to weapon. It's absolutely a beast. It hits extremely hard mid range, close range. And right here, we're just looking around, seeing exactly where all of them are. We have the height advantage. That's why it's so good to land height whenever you land Cage. You might not get the best loot as if you're looting around the whole outer rim of Cage or the very bottom part. But it's good to have that high ground, and we use that to our advantage, even though we have white shields. Right here, I goof and I fall down all the way. I want to stay up top, stay on the corner, and bubble right at my feet. Instead, I fell down as I bubbled. But I'm just waiting to see exactly what happens. They fall down. They're aping my boy Tim. And we go crazy with the Mozam. Mozam's probably the most consistent hitting shotguns in the game, damage-wise. Right there, hit 14s and 45s instead of 7s and 23s, and that's what you can ask for. That's why the Mozambique's so good, and that's why you shouldn't sleep on it. If you get it off rip, you shouldn't be like, ah, I got a Mozambique, really? It slaps, honestly. I'm just right here. I switched to the white shield just for a little bit while I'm looting around. Just in case I get shot, at least have some protection until I go back in Phoenix kit. I want to make sure I got some loot since I didn't have that much light ammo.
I raised you with gold back, so that full white shears. You almost have loot.
There's one thing I never really talk about too much
Makes sense.
in these ranked games is the landing spots. If you ever open up your map on Kings Canyon, you'll see there's a desert side and like a forest side. That's what I like to call it, desert and forest side. If you're ever struggling like a market side, which is pretty much I consider market side like desert side, even though it's a little bit of green.
You can climb up.
If you're ever struggling on that side, I recommend swapping up and going forest. Forest is going to be the easier side, for fighting kind of, I want to say isolated fights, where desert side is always constant third parties. A lot more teams are clustered in that area. Forest side's a little more open, a lot more freedom, I would say. So if you're ever struggling on one side, swap to the other.
The Valkyrie?
Yeah.
Even if you have to go like swamps or something like that. I enjoy forest side a lot more than desert side.
No, he was shooting.
Was he?
Yeah, that's what I'm
Right
saying.
here, we're trying to figure out what the Valk was doing because the Valk fell straight down and like stopped moving, but he said he was still shooting. So I don't know. I just shot his toesies when I crouched.
It does. If it just
Alright, here starts the rotation. Honestly, this lobby dies down really fast. Even though it's a long game, it dies out pretty fast.
it's okay. I dropped an Eva because I don't know.
So right there, I'm gonna drop the Eva every single time. I absolutely hate using the Eva as Gibby. I feel like the Eva is a really good hip firing shotgun, and whenever I play Caustic, I will use Eva. Even though I'll switch, but I still feel a lot more comfortable with other legends using Eva than I will with Gibby, of course. So right here, we're trying to hurry up and get to this team as quickly as possible before they get the high ground because we want to stop them from getting height. Right here, absolutely demolished, punished for that. Pathfinder, same thing. I don't know why he tried to contest it again. It's a little awkward. If I would have stayed down low, we would have been able to easily crack him, but we climbed up to luck peek him, and he peeked us for some reason. So right there, that's a good thing to do. We immediately shut off them taking height advantage, and that's what's so important about height. They were trying to take it, and we just hurried and shut them off before they could do so.
She's 1 HP.
And I got beamed. I got actually put my place. I really wasn't too worried about dying, of course, like going down. Like I could care less about it. I shouldn't have went down, but again, it was one guy left, 3v1. I'm just gonna just stand there and ego that, just because it's, again, one guy left, wasn't too worried about it. Got put down for it though. I ate it. But it was very awkward for the Pathfinder what he did. But again, they want to try to hurt get high ground, and we just shut him off from it. And that's again, that's so good to do. Right there, as
That's my bad. I was just trying to fucking hurt
as a teammate, what my teammate Quick did right there was, as soon as he res me, he dropped me his shield. If a third party comes and I get shot again, it's just going to be an instant L for us, because I'm going to be 100% out of the fight. It's not good to have the Gibby out of the fight. But in general, it's just nice to go ahead and drop your shield for your teammate and go ahead and go to the armor swap. So you're fully healthy, and they can just take a med kit and you can swap back later on if need be. But especially if you're an MNK player, drop shields for your teammates. It's absolutely the best thing you can do. Shield swap off the box, drop the armor, pick up the armor, whatever it is, but make sure your teammates that are getting res has the armor. And it's normally the person that's not resing that should drop the armor.
I didn't put two and two together. There's people here. I just saw the death boxes on my screen. I was like, oh, there's people here.
But yeah, good interaction, good fight. We took advantage of it. Again, it's not smart to keep taking fights, but again, that was just a huge opportunity that we took. No, we didn't get third party, so we got lucky with that. But that's a good thing about the I'm gonna say the forest side is it's kind of isolated.
Bro, that Pathfinder had the biggest ego.
You can kind of recover fast enough to take another fight.
I don't fuck he was doing, bro. And he stayed there.
But
Dude.
Bro, he literally
huge fight. We were able to make sure they didn't get height over us. Right here, we make a really smart decision. We're sitting here just talking around again. Whenever you're playing ranked, there's a lot of downtime, so you're just joking around with your teammates, talking to them. So right there, I go ahead and waste alt. Most because there's a charge style right here, so that's just why I went in through alt, so I can get back to my teammates, made them think about pushing a little more.
Oh, shit, they're gonna get high.
I don't actually get to go ahead and get my alt back again because we did a lot of damage to them, so we have to, again, they're going to get height over us, so we want to take that from them as quickly as possible, just like we did the last team, and we pushed them back.
Kraber, left.
Right there, that shot that just gave my teammate a haircut was a Kraber, so we just make the decision to not fight it. There's no point in fighting that with a third party right there. So missed opportunity for the person with the Kraber, but as soon as we heard that, there's no point. So this is a smart thing you want to do. This is what you want to do in ranked lobbies, is rotate. There's no reason to keep fighting it. If you think the fight's going to be a loss or a risk, just rotate. There's no point. I have 5 KP. I already have max KP. They're currently fighting a Kraber team. I don't want to fight a Kraber team personally. And they're a third party, so that's not good at all for us. So this is us just rotating a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and skip forward some. Until we fight this next team again. There's only 6 squads left. Absolutely huge. The lobby died out fast. I think the majority of the teams landed desert side. So again, more reason to try to land forest side a little more on this map.
That's how they all laugh, bro. They all laugh like.
Right here, he's trying to tell me how villains laugh in anime. I don't watch anime. Sorry, guys.
Which rock?
We're trying to point out to see who to fight as a team. That's a good thing to do. I know it's kind of like looks spotty because we're taking our time trying to shoot. But try to call out at least one person to shoot the same one. Even though we're bot lords and we missed them. It's still good to do that. So right here I bubble because I want them to push me because my teammate's kind of out in the open exposed. So they're playing a little more aggressive since he pushed. And we caught the Horizon off guard for that. I'm able to drop down, take a bat, and my teammate capitalizes on it. Right here, call out you always want to do. If another Gibraltar alts, call out it's not mine immediately. That is one of your things you need to do every single time it happens, is call it out that it's not yours. And that's the plus side about having a Wattson. A lot of Gibbies, what they do is they will wait for your bubble to go away. So if you bubble early, like I bubbled just to kind of make them push me, which we got the Horizon for that. The other Gibraltar is a very smart bubble. No, not bubble, but a very smart alt to wait for my bubble to go away. He ulted. And we could have got punished by that, but we have a Wattson, so immediately just counters the Gibby ult. So best thing about having a Wattson is countering other Gibbies. So we're able to outplay him that way.
Everybody's been sleeping.
And again, it was a good call out. If I didn't call that out, there could have been a potential he didn't know if it was my ult or not, and he wouldn't have thrown an ult, because it's not smart. If you throw your ult and your Watson put her ult down, kind of defeats the purpose of your ult. So if you play the Watson, it's really smart to go ahead and say if it's your ult or not, so that way they know to counter it, or just not put an ult down at all, or to think about where they should put their ult down, just in case there's two ults going down. So you know yours is still doing damage while you're getting protected by the other ult. If I said that correctly, I don't know. I'm a bot.
Bro,
Yeah.
Gibby was
Good fight all around.
crouched on this rock.
I pretty much, a lot of what playing Gibby is baiting your other teammates. If they get low, you pretty much try to take aggro immediately, which, you know, you're pretty much baiting your teammates. They get the other team gets really aggressive since your teammate was low. They see you bubbled out alone, vulnerable, and you actually punish them for it. Even though I didn't do a crazy amount of damage to the Horizon, I at least got it low enough, got out, and my teammate was able to trade off with me, which is what you want to do. If your Gibby's really low, if your teammate's really low, swap off with them. Make sure that if they get out safely, you immediately take all like the focus. Make sure you're out shooting, doing anything possible to take the main focus. And this was starts the main thing of what you want to do in ranked lobbies is hold your position. Even though this is a tiny building, we're middle of zone. We want to stay here and vibe out. So I'm gonna skip forward because all we're doing is just chilling in this building for the longest time. As you can see, it's a Watson potential. Watson's this is a good thing to do. If you're in a building with doors, it's kind of like a caustic trap. You can put the Watson ult right on the door to pretty much block off that door and not to worry about it.
Why is my shield healing fast?
And there's no reason for us to push down there because we have ultimate height. So we're not worried about fighting that team at all. And right here, what my teammate's doing is taking a Phoenix kit.
Other building up here.
This is the best thing to do is take Phoenix kits in these situations. Especially late game. Just go ahead and waste your Phoenix kits. There's no reason to use bats or anything like that. So now we're moving to the next building again. Talking about, you know, the late rotations and making sure you're playing those last buildings. Right there I kind of panicked because I couldn't find the ult. But it's good just to go ahead and go to the next building. That's why Ashe is so extremely good to have on your team, so you can instantly get to the next spot, and again Watson can immediately trap it off and you're completely safe. You're good to go.
There's a team on the right too.
And again, like I talk about, getting your kills early and then playing the late game. And when I say late game, it just pretty much means you're holding down the pretty much last building in circle. And trying to hold off all the teams from getting to that spot, and you can pretty much get easily second to third place by doing this every single time. And you want to make sure you never grief your doors when you're playing with Watson. You make sure if your teammate's outside and both doors are closed, you want to open it for them so they can get inside.
I don't want to break it.
Alright, so right here, I'm in charge of setting on this door. The reason for that is they just keep shooting the door with wingman shots, so it opens up the door. And with Watson pinches, of course, if the door swings open, it's just going to destroy it. So that's why I'm setting it here in this spot, waiting. Team Valkot's over us,
Who has helm?
which is fine. And right here, what you want to do is always trade around the gold helmet. The reason I make him, again, the reason why I made him come over to me to drop the gold helmet is the simple fact that I don't want to get off this door just in case they shoot it and it breaks. But you always want to go ahead and trade around your the gold helmet if someone doesn't have it. Huge. And that's a hard thing to do, is destroy the destroy doors with one Valk cube. Sometimes whenever we do it, it never destroys it. We have to do it 2 or 3 times. But people have been getting really lucky with us recently and destroying it with one hit. Unfortunately. But we're completely safe. Good thing about Watson. Again, Watson and Caustic, same thing. You're completely protected. The plus side about Watson is I don't have to waste my cells right here. I can keep poking out, and his ult's going to heal me every single time.
Huge.
And good thing about Gold Helmet is I'm going to get my ult back again before the end of the game. Which is huge. That's why you want to trade around Gold Helmet. If someone uses their ult, they can get it back with it, and after they get it back, they can give it back to the person that needs it the most.
that a rampage?
That was a wingman.
Oh, they shot the door in, yeah.
Yeah.
And in this situation, I feel like the Watson should have gold helmet. If I had my
Can't
ult
get on top
already,
of those?
because there's no
No.
really reason for me to have it for my bubble, since I'm only going to probably use bubble one time. So Gibby doesn't always need the gold helmet. It's if whoever
find it
pretty much
outside
needs to get their
anyway.
ult back, and if you have like a Caustic on your team, you always want Caustic to have it so you can always just put gas traps down whenever need be.
Yeah, we're finding all the way through out here.
So pretty much the waiting game. 4 squads left. We're looking pretty good. We have max KP. As a team, I'm pretty sure, considering I have 4 assists.
If you don't need ult, I could probably use it on my Q. For helmet.
I'm stuck with my ult back.
Okay.
And that is a smart thing that he's to say. If I didn't have my ult, he would have it. Since we already pretty much have this Watson off, Ash would be the next one in line, pretty much, since he can constantly just keep throwing his Q to do damage. Which right there he did. He just did some damage, stuck somebody. But again, I need my ult back, so that's why I'm going to keep it. Right here, we decided to go ahead and trap off the entire outside of this building, because the inside's not going to be playable, and we want to stop teams from trying to rotate towards us. We actually do that successfully, thanks to his fences. And right there, why it's not healing me is normally it should heal you through windows. I don't know why it wasn't in this situation. Normally at least it used to, his ult.
Right here, Faison.
This is a smart decision by the
Over.
Wraith, is to go ahead and Q past it and go portal, but we absolutely demolish her for it. Octane tries to come through, gets hit hard, lands right on it.
I don't have
Right here, bubble smart. Go ahead and take a Phoenix kit, and whenever you throw a bubble and you try to Phoenix kit, you have to take the Phoenix kit right away. Right here, keep looking over just in case they push us, and they actually do. And that's a smart thing about throwing your bubble in a good spot. Go ahead and I throw ult right on the guy that was holding that rock that has the only advantage towards us, because he has the only angle on us.
I hit him right here, 34. Broke him
I
right here.
actually broke him, so I'm going to push him immediately as fast as I possibly can. He throws bubble. He gets the bat off, but you know we're going to win that any day in the bubble fight. Cracked him for 82, just perfect peaks. One guy left on his team, and we absolutely demolished him. So that team had the best advantage in the
I
game.
challenged those games.
We did really good against all the other teams, holding them off. But the fact that they are able to ult past us and get the ultimate height, we played that extremely smart, extremely safe.
Don't challenge
One
it,
peeked
Gibby, bro.
over,
I'll
and we
fucking-
all
I'll
focused the
take
guy
over
that
your
peeked
bubble,
over,
kid.
which you never want to do. If you have that
Fine.
height advantage, never peek
my
over
bubble.
like that, because you're going to get shredded by everybody, especially if it's a really good
You
team.
don't really let
So
me
we
have
shredded him. I
three
cut off the guy
times
that
with
the
my
only guy
ult.
that had an angle on us.
Broke him with my ult.
We were able to
Literally had
heal,
the biggest
and then I
advantage on us.
immediately ego pushed to Gibby, just because I want to do that every single time. I'm safe in the bubble, and I'm going to push the bubble every single time. So as a Gibby, that's your responsibility to take over that bubble. Did so, and there's only one guy left, and we absolutely went off. So it was a really good game. It was a 20-minute game, which is absolutely insane for the fact that it was 6 squads for the longest time. So this video would have been a little shorter, but the fact that we were pretty much in action all the times, for the simple fact of people trying to push us in our Watson fences, or just us trying to rotate and get to the proper buildings. That's what you want to do. Make sure you're rotating constantly, get into those buildings to play late game. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hopefully it's really informational, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.